One love, Delta9 travelers. Welcome in to the International Digital Connection. Thanks for being a part of this live. As you come in, whatever brought you over to the channel, I know something must make you enjoy the content, something make you click on that thumbnail, something brought you over here to Delta9 Media. Let that same thing make you just thumbs up the live on your way in, right? Because we got so many headlines, so many things to update one another with, a whole lot of interesting conversation with right thinking minds all over the globe for us to tap in and really decipher some of what was really going on in the last 24, 48, or even more. Because listen, there's so many things for us to discuss as a community. I want to thank every person, all the new subscribers. I see quite a few persons that subscribed. Big up to all of those persons. And I want to thank all the persons that are a part of this early morning flight, early morning presentation. We are live and we are with you right here on Delta9 Media. We're getting into the headlines quick and fast, right away, because guess what? No time to waste early in the morning. Nines mean I'm coming through clearly. As we coming through clear, let's get into some of these headlines right now. So many things for us to analyze. Recently, they had the unrest in Parliament. I mean, history was made today. Persons are going to be talking about that particular sitting in Parliament for quite a couple of years, I could tell you that. History was made, right? Did you get a chance to analyze what went on? Were you a part of what went down? You know? Listen, so much to hear. So many things for us to headline, so many things for us to update. Let's go.
I think you had an office at the back next to Janet Jagan. You've become a shadow of your former self. Back then, I used to be in and out of Freedom House. Young, pretty young, but not interested in politics. And maybe that's what. Maybe I can look at you and say that's why I'm not interested in politics. Look where you've taken my country, our country.
Keith, big up yourself. Welcome into the live. Thanks for tuning in and for being a part of this live presentation. As we hear from right-thinking Guyanese all over the globe, as they give their views about what's going on right now in the country. Grand rising to all of those that are a part of the live. Grand rising. Greetings. Welcome into the live presentation.
You were there in the what do you call it? In the drains, in the gutters, fighting against a Burnham dictatorship. Huh? My father's contribution to this country and the PVB, and my uncle, members of my family, we all wanted a better Guyana. And here you are, sitting in a party that has wrecked my country for the last 30 years. Which progress are you talking about? What has progressed? The name of the party is the People's Progressive Party. What is it that is people-oriented? It is selfish. It's a selfish party. You have a president that can barely construct a sentence. A first lady who has no decorum. Progressive? Where's the progression? You progressed into dictatorship. That's what happened. And there's a party of a few friends and family. We had a disaster, and you can't even come up with a compassionate response. You put the two most arrogant ministers to face the press. I know Kwame is a minister, but couldn't you have found somebody better? Don't you have a PR department? You know the pain and suffering of those Amerindian people? Promises and promises and promises for 30 years. I travel back and forth to my country, and every time I go, all I'm seeing is wealth, the wealth of the 1%. and the poverty of the 99%.
Hmm.
And this was Chedi Jagan's party. You fought a dictatorship. You love to use the word democracy. Well, you get a D for democracy in my class. You get A for dictatorship. I don't know if you, and you're the last, the old guard of the PPP, I don't know if you lost your soul. Do you have compassion? Do you have children? Do you not understand that Guyana does not belong to any one political party? You're kicking the ball of shared governance down the road all the time. But, you always want shared governance when you're in opposition, but when you're in government, you become little dictators. You shoot people. You murder people. Extrajudicial killings. Adriana Young. I could name many more. And the latest tragedy, your president is responsible for the death of 20 Amerindian girls in a dorm, 5 people in a helicopter crash, and now more than 100 people on the MV Barima. We are tired of you. People like me, true, decent Guyanese. I wasn't raised in a racial home.
Hmm.
But there are people that you support, all the fake profiles you have online of people attacking the character of people like David Hines and people who have impeccable characters. Impeccable characters, you keep attacking them and calling them all kinds of names. A certain kind of name is called and certain people get counseling. A young lady referred to all kinds of names of black people and she get counseling. If I was to say something like that to anybody darker or black people in general, they'll be locked up. You shackled to Kumo Gunsei. Those people fought with you against the Burnham dictatorship, and you sit there. I am so disappointed in you. So my mother is still alive, by the way. She never liked politics. When there were disagreements in our house, she would call it politics. And you have become the face of politics.
Hmm.
Massive farm on the East Bank. I don't know, are you corrupt? What's your net worth, my dear? How much are you worth now? You don't seem to be the type of person that has mansions or I don't think you sold chocolates to get rich. But you have become a shameless bunch. I am angry and I am disappointed and I am livid at the PPP. Well, if you want to call yourself a government. And you go in Parliament, your voice is the loudest among a few others. You scream and shout, but all you do is suppress this nation. The poverty, people can barely afford to eat in Guyana sometimes. And you question the poverty rate. Well, show us the figures. The nation is tired of the system that we've had since you came into office in 1992. I would have thought after all these years, you'd see a slow progression. We still got blackout. We still hiring ships. We still have people building mansions with pools. I understand Janet Jagan walked into one of the mansions and walked back out because that is not and was not Chedi Jagan's party. You have become, I'm at a loss for words. I don't want to go in another direction. I want to keep it a little decent. But you've literally become political prostitutes. You make me sick, you and your whole cabinet. Going back to Parliament for money, going back for more benefits to the president. So this one that leaving office in 2020, hopefully before then, will be sucking the taxpayers dry. Shamelessly so. A tragedy happened and it's the private sector who had to help you after oil is discovered. All these big buildings and structures is going up. Don't impress me. Because that's not what David Westmus was about. I'm sure you know that. Where is Indra Chandapal? From what I understand, a lot of these people were pushed out to the party. You become a Jaguarite. Jaguar is your boy. I understand Sister Shirley Edwards. Nothing was left for her family. A stalwart, and I'm deliberately choosing her because she's black. And the PVP treats black people different from any other race. Well, Amerindian people too. Shirley Edwards left with penniless. When is it going to end? The system has to change. Both the PVP and the PNC literally have done nothing for my country in the last 60 years. This happened before I was born. And here I am, doing what my father would have wanted me to do, speaking up and speaking out. You're despicable as a politician. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Do you have personal integrity? Can't you walk away from greed and corruption? I shudder when the president opens his mouth. I shudder. It's difficult to listen to. No no empathy. You guys do, like, you have to ask you, do you have mothers? Do you have people that talk to you and say, Gail or whoever, what is wrong with you? When are you going to make Guyana equal for everybody and not just for few? It's heartbreaking. Even if I wanted to join the politics or any politics, it certainly will not be the PVP. Not this PVP. I'm not a member of any political party, by the way. And nobody encouraged me to do this. I do it by myself. I don't care who vexed and who disappointed. Probably members of my own family might be this, oh, you rewind. But you ought to, somebody ought to call you all out. We have had enough. You stuffing yourselves with the oil revenue, literally bloated until you're diabetic. No shame. I'll end it here because I might go off into using unpolitical language.
Telling you, calling a spade, because guess what? When you're a part of it, you could analyze it. And who better to analyze it than the elders that was a part of it for a while? Now, what I saw yesterday has got me wondering how many persons are really serious about what's going on the ground. I mean, I just analyzing, I analyzing it because I see the MPs went into Parliament and they made a stand. They made a historical stand. They made a stand that persons outside of Parliament definitely acknowledge. But what about before they went in? What about the group that gathered? Y'all notice how many persons were there? What about the amount of persons that were at other festivities? Because we know there's a lot of other thing going on. They might have a match. They might have got a little fete at this, at that, a party, a gathering, or whatever. That at that time was more important. We see all the other political parties came out. All the political parties, other than obviously the PPP and the government ministers and stuff like that. We see every party had representatives there. But what about the supporters? We didn't see a lot of supporters. How I know that they're telling PA. And if you know the part of PA, it's telling the mountains. How I know telling the mountains in PA. Can't say you didn't know. 1 hour, 2 hours most commute for most of the areas where a lot of the support and supporters might come from. 2-3 hours the most. Sometimes persons just take them commute and go all the way to New York, all the way to Jersey, right? To be a part of what's going on. We all think about what we see in Delta 9 travelers. We gotta call a spade, you know. There's a lot of persons that is just watching this thing and they're waiting to see what happens. They realize that what's gonna happen is a big part or connected directly to the part that every individual play. Because this is now one-time thing, a one-day situation. You come out and you know, it got to be a movement, a unified movement for change. Or else generations gonna come and generations gonna go, just like the brother was highlighting. And guess what? Same situation, different generation. Got to come and deal with the same division, the same separation when it comes down to access to finances and the resources in the country, and got to deal with a lot of the same things, right? Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Greetings, blessed Tuesday morning to you and all the listeners here.
Same to you, all grand rising. What's going on?
Yeah. You know, I've been saying this, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we call for the unified of the opposition, and they're doing it now.
Yeah.
We, like you said, we are the supporters.
Yeah.
We call for the supporters to do it. I mean, doing it. Now the parties, leaders are doing it. This is, we had more people on Utica Church.
Mm-hmm.
They're
playing around, bro. They think something is gonna come without nothing. You're gonna sit back and everything gonna do for you, and you know that's not how it is go. And if you think that that's how it is gonna go, wait and see. Generations.
All these people out there from all of the VPAC, Power Guyana, APNU.
When everybody came out.
Everybody came out.
Notice the police was stopping people from even making their way to their job. Notice they barricaded the politicians from going in, and they had to force their way through. They didn't say, hey, if I come out here, so my boss might see and they might cut me hours. The bosses see they was in the workplace going on like that. There's retribution that gonna come for them, you know.
Right.
They're gonna feel it outside and inside of the house because of that went down. That is historic. But what about outside? What was going on the road? Right? How come more persons didn't come to support them? There were thousands of people watching it all over the world. Right? But there were thousands of people watching it in Guyana as well. So y'all gonna let it stand up just like that.
In Guyana and in doing on. So this thing was announced 2 days ago, you know. I think it was announced suddenly about this thing in front of the Parliament bill. I see it on the internet. Now all the people, some of these people here that like over the coasting over the river thing where the last ones they gotta think how they're gonna come over. I would sympathize with them because they have no way to get over the side. But the people them in town, the country that could come by taxi, motorbike, bicycle, walk, where were them? That's like the government sitting down and watching it. You see Parliament with all it. Yes, it's a historic moment. But what the business the government went there for? The government know all of this when it's done, they're gonna do what they want and take the money.
It's crazy.
They're bleeding in the treasury, they're gonna bleed it till the party, they have nothing. Whoever go in there 2031, they gonna get they can have the magician or miracle worker for the treasury. There's nothing and they don't they can get a hole at the bottom. I did.
Big up yourself, Al. Thanks for calling in and dropping any insights in my life. I'm telling you, as we analyzing it, you know, where are the people that were supposed to come out Nobody ain't telling you to come out and do nothing wrong. It's your democratic right. And when you sit back, people all over the world and say, but watch, I miss this hours and I come out by the gathering, the candlelight vigil. And them in Guyana ain't pushing no steam. Remember little days? When your family, cousin, whoever can you back for go fight. A person advantage you. Right? And they can you back. Say, hey, you got pass way. You got to throw the first punch, even if you don't throw that first punch, we're going on your back-ins. Your back-ins can just watch because you ain't about to fight. So what you're going to say, other persons now going to travel into the country to give you that support, going to do this, going to do that. Persons are watching. And the people them that I see coming to front are the representatives in the house, which definitely should be the persons leading the charge, but shouldn't be the only person. The only persons, or mostly the persons that are out standing for what's right. Because guess what? At the end, every person is going to be affected. Let me analyze what went down. Let me watch what went down. Watch.
No. No. No.
All the oppositions.
Consent, as you see this protest happening behind us on the occasion of the 5th sitting of National Assembly. Of course, this concerns the conduct of the administration leading up to the horrific capsizing of the ferry, and of course the conduct of the administration during. We believe that the administration should release.
And big up to every MP that came out. Because just like every regular person that didn't become a part of a political party and say, listen, I can stand and represent, they got family too, just like everybody. Right? They got needs and things that they got to take care of as well. They got obligations and financial things that they might not be able to be a part of because of their affiliation. A lot of things that might be cut. But they're standing up and saying, hey, I gonna be one of those that's gonna come to the front of the class, to the front of the line, and highlight things like this. But guess what? We can't let them alone to pull the whole cart.
Minister of Public Works in particular, one edgel of that portfolio, and of course the minister also Deodat Indar. He has some purview over the maritime sector, and that is one of the major reasons that we're calling for both of them to go. That is a major reason. Thank you very much. This is a continuous process, as you can well imagine. The Guyanese families who are going to be affected by this, their lives won't seem to be affected when the COI is finished or when any of this is finished. And we want justice for them. And so this is a continuous process, using all of the tools in our arsenal as a parliamentary opposition.
All the tools, meaning people gotta come out. Supporters gotta come out. The persons that are gonna be directly affected gotta come out. Because guess what? You could see the leaders are out. We can't play around with this thing, We cannot play around with it.
As a combined opposition, this is just one of those things that we're going to be doing.
With regards to the COI, Mr. Sherwood, are you satisfied with the team that the president would have assigned so far on the investigation?
No, we have concerns with the entire approach to getting the team. And we believe that the parliamentary opposition should have been considered in terms of picking members for this team, at least consulted on this process. And that is one of the major things we have against the COI as it is currently constituted. Thank you very much.
Commission of Inquiry team done pick. The team done pick. They don't have the authority in the house to vote it out, right? But the power is in the hands of the people. If they want that to change. But guess what? Who coming out and sound the voice and stand for the things them that they want to see change, right? It's very, very important that we realize this is not one party thing. This is not only the politicians do the politics thing, because guess what? Politics reaches to every corner of every constituency and the corner of every home in every community, right? And if you realize just how crazy that statement is, listen, man. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yeah. They pick the team, right? But the press conference the president have, he says something a lot of people missing on that conference, when he announced the team. He's saying these people are there to make sure certain things don't happen again. I'm like, they are there to put things in place, or they are there to investigate a situation that occurred. Which one is it? And most of these guys sound like the same guys that was on the team that they put together for Guyana. So let it make sense.
And we hearing, but no stone unturned again. We know how those end up.
That man stone big like a whole mountain of rock.
We know how that no stone unturned is end up.
Yeah, because how you bring in these guys in, right? And the ship not need to even can bring up the ferry. How that works? And these guys, the ferry supposed to come up when these guys come so that they could have a thorough inspection of the ferry.
Wait. Let man analyze this thing all the way through. If that only come up, right? They're gonna skin up the whole situation, because you're gonna start to see a lot of things is gonna get skinned up, because guess what? You're gonna get a higher rate of persons that transcended because of the tragedy, right? That's gonna go up.
Right.
Your persons are gonna start to realize just how chaotic their last moments were by how many persons might be trapped in that vessel. There's so many things that would come from that being risen from where it is right now. And it's not something that we can do. It's something that, listen, we would rather not do because of the public response that might come from it.
There you go.
Right?
You got used to it. Yeah, because they got Exxon right there with all the proper equipment. Exxon would give them land.
Exxon would love to do it and put it into the final bill. They would love to hear that. Oh yes, right away. Of course, you know, add that to the final bill. Yeah, they're glad for that.
Why the talk got stayed on there. Remember the first thing, the reason they said the thing was running on one engine. Why you want to bring up for the final? So you brought in a team of inquiry to investigate something that's still under the water. These guys diver. They're gonna go down there.
The thing is this though, when the divers them speak yesterday, they helped me to realize that nobody else can going down there and dive and look for nothing. Them are say down there too dark, they get too much things in the way that are hazards, and guess what? We weren't even able to really look for nothing. And then the PM, I could stand corrected on what I'm saying because I'm paraphrasing. He came on and said, listen, it makes sense, nothing can change if we send more divers. It's the same type of situation they're gonna go face, and we hear what the international diving team say. So what's another international diving team gonna say? Probably the same thing. So let's not worry about what's under the water for now. Let me try to deal with what's above. But look what's going on above. Persons that are above that will be kicking up a steam, bro, because if this brush under the rug.
Yeah, but I think if Parliament, they didn't put that in place. But if there was called to Parliament as an emergency to get funds to fund this situation, I would understand that. But this wasn't, what more money, why they taking, since that they read the bill, When they read the bill, they take the money that they read out the bill for. They went back in there, they didn't take out some more money. They gone in again yesterday for more money.
It's crazy.
Like that's their bank.
A set a drop box situation all the time. Look up yourself. Yeah, man. Yeah, person's analyzing it, and we calling a spade a spade. We saying a while now, person saying, where is the unity amongst the opposition? The opposition needs to come together and be unified. This, that, and the third. The opposition came together. They were the supporters now. When is action time? Greetings, Dion. Welcome on to the live. What's going on, brother?
Blessing of me, brother. Blessing of this family. Blessing of Dion, brother.
Same to you.
How you been running so far, my brother?
Nice to be up early and doing what I enjoy, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Nice to be in the land of the living, my brother, you know? My condolence and my heartfelt condolence also goes out to the family and friends and all the bereavers, huh?
Every time.
And may they find peace, comfort, yeah?
As much as they can, as much as they can these times, right? Yeah.
Yeah. You hear my last chant to my chant them, bro? Not in the government, but in the land.
Real thing.
Yeah, bro. You see, and there's the thing, bro, we can't understand because we call them for mass protest, we call them for this, we call them for that. Bro, we too divided, bro. And look at the unity. Huh? When the Parliament showed yesterday, bro, and we still divided.
Yeah, that was historic. That was a historic stand. And it's gonna have a lot of ramifications for them, you know. Yeah. They can stretch them out, you know.
Look how everybody there like they can't arm a fly by. You know what I mean? All the mouth they had. Huh? All the mouth they had, who is this and who is good. And when the pressure turn on them, they can't arm a fly by. Everybody running for retreat. Delta. Everybody going on higher ground. More protection, more look. I like that yesterday, my brother. But do we have a prime minister, bro, that we could look up to and respect?
I know. But we got call a spade even in that situation. Because watch. As a military man, right? There's some that's gonna have restraint, and there's some that you gotta have restraint around because of the way that they might interact. Some of them might not interact with that much restraint when interacting with the regular persons. Remember, military people communicate differently, and that's no way to communicate with a young lady. But at the same time, you're talking about a brigadier general, right?
Exactly. You know what it reminds me of? In Firefield program, when like tell us that Guyanese people are very shocked. It's proven because you get camera on you, and this is international, and that's the way you would speak to a woman as a prime minister.
Yeah.
This just to show you, bro.
I mean, we see it over here saying worse ways if you think about it with persons who's in power right now.
Guyanese people are so stupid. You know what reminds me of? Sharon Das. When he tell the woman that for my commissioner, there when he went there. Huh? In India. That he wanted that for wherever and all upon the woman, get from here. That bring you right back to Sharon Das, my brother. It's like Guyanese people like we are drag up. It's sure you're clear, bro. The Prime Minister of Guyana could haul upon a young lady and send him, talk them to touch the lady.
I know.
This is what more we want to see, bro. These people are heartless, bro.
I know.
16th of February, bro. They passed $1.5 trillion just the 16th of February. And this is July, brother, we there here. And then people come back to $54 billion. With the ABC and the US and all them same man. We running for Maduro, but we get a bigger Maduro in Guyana, bro.
Yeah, real thing.
Why the US embassy and seeing them? We get a bigger Maduro in Guyana.
Seeing it or in doing nothing about it. Seeing it, of course, but choose what and when, if, and what and how they will respond to it in accordance to a benefit that might come from that response, right? Because I can't believe that the US ain't seen it. We in the US and we seen it. It's impossible. And all it takes is for you to pay attention, right? And any right thinking persons could highlight some of the things that's going on and some of the bad actors that are a part of what's taking place. Big up yourself, Dion, and thanks for calling in with these insights on the live. Yeah, we're analyzing it. Was the opposition protest at Parliament effective or counterproductive? Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live. Good morning, Uncle. I feel.
Good morning, Delta. How are you?
Doing great, Uncle. Going on you side?
Very easy.
Yeah.
Yes, I had a little shift test a couple of days ago. Everything going on right now.
Good to hear that.
Now, I want to bring something to your highlight and for everybody else.
Yeah.
These French divers that say they cannot see and something and that so much water, 10 foot of water. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, a few years ago, in France, plane left Brazil to go to France and it fell down in the Atlantic Ocean. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, the depth where they find it, where they send now a robot and find it is over a mile. I can't remember how deep, but over a mile. And they were able to take up back the part of the plane over a mile.
Okay.
Now, yes, you can do some research and see.
Uncle, I feel you don't know I will. You know I will, and I'm going to present it because now as we analyzing it and we got the elders, you see why it's important for the generations to come together? Because when we put heads together, they can't tell me no stupidness. Because how come you bring one team of divers from France and it was just a few persons? Where are the robotics? Where's all this technology in the AI generation for you to now go down there and, really see what you could find in that wreckage?
Exactly. Delta, do me a favor and do the public a favor. Do some research. This thing happened a couple years ago.
Yes.
I think the case done the other day, but it happened a couple years ago with an aeroplane that left Brazil and fell down in the Atlantic Ocean. And look and see how much depth the robots go down and find and they bring up back wing and all these kind of things, right? Go down and go and let a look back. Because it's stupidness what they're talking about. You can't see in 10 foot of water.
Yeah.
But in a nonsense, it's not fools they're talking to.
Okay. See? They could
do me a favor, because
I will.
I will.
I might not be able to do it for this live, but definitely in an upcoming live, I will, because this is a very interesting point that you're raising.
Yeah, if you do me a favor, do the public a favor. You do a research on this thing and you're going to see how much steps the files they go on and with robots and locate that.
Okay, then.
All right.
Powerful point. Big up yourself, Uncle, I feel. Hey, you see why the elders them is important? Because the elders them is come and sung a word. And it is just start opening all kind of windows and doors in the mind. It's like, so wait. They had me. They had me, the guy with me. But no more. Big word coming in from the elder. I'm telling you. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yeah, Delta. You see what the president did, and you see the Prime Minister did, for the French people them to speak. They're doing press conference all the time. I want you to get it clear, you know. Now it's like when the French team speak now, it's all clear. You see what these people doing?
Yeah.
All the time they're giving you updates. All the time they're doing press conference. All of a sudden now, they show them people under the bus. Look, you have time to speak now. Tell the Guyanese people what you can do. How far ExxonMobil they're doing the work them?
If it's not suit exactly, they could come and drill till down their file, but they can't check down there for the listen for the people.
And look how they show you how these pipes fitted, everything fitted with technology. Why ExxonMobil can't get a team to go down there and do the same thing? This thing that's 40 feet or 50 feet down.
You know why? Let me think about it. It's one line, you know. Is one line deciding this whole thing. The bottom line, return on investment. The bottom line is what determining this, because there's no return on this investment, right? So
that's why Delta, we as Guyanese, we got to demand respect.
We have to
get respect, bro.
We have to. That's the only way you get respect. When you demand it.
We too divided, bro. We too divided, bro. They're listening, bro. Thing is right your head, bro.
I'm telling you, one love. Telling you. We analyzing it, you know. Big up to all the travelers that are a part of the chat. If you haven't already, Delta9 travelers, let me tell you something and explain. A lot of persons might not know, but when you take a couple of seconds and just hit that thumbs up button, it helps to send this live presentation out into the algorithm all over the globe, so more persons could get in touch with the live. All right? And more persons can call in, more persons can voice their opinions in the poll, more persons can join the live and be a part of what's going on right here. And it helps the platform, just like we're here presenting early in the morning, late in the evenings, doing all of these videos. Take a couple of seconds, thumbs up the live, play your part in the movement. What was the opposition protesting at Parliament effective or counterproductive? Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
I'm saying that here.
Yeah.
Why is it they're trying to keep Exxon away from this whole thing?
Or Exxon keeping themselves away. Exxon keeping themselves away from the OC because they quick to donate everything else, right? They donate to sport, they donate to cricket, they donate to this, they donate to that. They donated some of they dive in robotics to really deal with what's going on the ground, so that you know they don't need human divers.
Yeah,
you understand?
But Exxon is not gonna lose if they want anything, because they still have, they could deduct stuff from what they do. Remember, you know, this tragedy that happened depends on the government approaching these guys for their help.
Yeah.
And even if these guys are for their help, why is the government then accepting it?
A lot of questions and a whole lot of things that needs answers. I'm telling you.
Them man, what America's seeing on the surface, what they're doing to the Guyanese people, they accept that or whatever. But something going on with that thing, that theory below there, that they don't want Americans to find out. Allegedly, might be a set of drugs. You understand the thing? Allegedly. Because once America get involved and find out this thing, Exxon don't report it to the American authorities. You know that. They can't stop Exxon from saying anything.
Exxon is the authority.
All right. So that's why
it's only persons in authority, only persons in that got real authority internationally would be able to head a company with a budget that is bigger than the country that it's a part of. You gotta think about the Exxon got more money than Guyana, and more pull, more international power than Guyana, as a whole country.
Yeah.
And they're just a
That's
company.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's something make them want to extend be a part. They're gonna bring these French guys. And these French guys, they bring it from a private company that they could pay off, and these guys gonna say what they gotta say and just go about the business.
Yeah.
These guys don't bring no credible people to do work that they can.
Well, they might bring credible people, but the team might not be able to execute the task because of the equipment and the situations that they gotta come and now hurdle. But we call a spade a spade. No. One of the wealthiest nations in the world shouldn't be dependent on international divers. We should be able to pay a team to come in with robotics and X, Y, and Z, like always. They're looking at National Geographic and there's that till down under the sea excavating this, looking at the checking out there. Guyana is not the only place in the world where you can see underground, and persons just make it visible and they're able to go through and check out different things. We ain't buying it as that.
It's money per.
Yeah.
They pay these people just to come and flamboyant and give the Guyanese people something. It's all about payoff, bro.
Well, we gotta stop taking. We gotta stop falling for the little conversation. We gotta now realize that if we don't demand, you won't get. Closed mouths don't get fed. You stand on the side and act like everything is okay and you're frightened for saying anything. People watching and they say, no, they ain't doing nothing about it. So what are we gonna do about it? We can't just run it.
Look at yesterday. I'm betting the party tonight, tomorrow, next Monday, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night. They're gonna turn up in a hundred, in a thousand, left their house. They're looking for a sheen. Forget something for where they are here, forget some, but they can't go there yesterday and support the party. See that the party is out there.
You see a person like me now, I can IT then now I can think about it and say, if something don't change for this same woman I gotta go out with, she can got punch extra hours. So that means there's extra time I can't spend with she, you know what I mean? And even if we get children, they gotta come and live in this. So it's best I meet you over there, I go there early and see what they got going on at the protests. Are you about it? Because if you're really about building any family and building anything in Guyana, the first thing you gotta build is the foundation. And the foundation is the leaders. If you ain't got good leaders in the country, you're building on frustration, buddy, because everything is going to be chaotic like we're seeing going on right now.
Because when you're telling your party leaders, you're crying out, this is what you want. Now the people that's doing what they need to do to protect you guys. The leaders, they'll say, why are we doing all of this and these people, they talk him or now we acting. Because remember we saying action. Now these guys putting words into action. Where is the supporters them?
You know what I want to see? You know what I want to see? What's going to happen tomorrow? I'm watching and see what's going to happen tomorrow and the day after.
What they got tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow is the day with the verdict from the Caribbean court, right? With the extradition. I'm watching to see what's going to be the turnout tomorrow and the day after that. I really want to observe something before I say anything on that. I'm observing and watching to see what person's response is going to be. Because you got to give people a chance to show you before you say.
They got torn out. Because they're trying to save Mohammed so that Mohammed could do his work and do their work. Because once Mohammed don't look for them to come out, Mohammed don't go out. And they love Mohammed out there by himself. So if they don't stand up for it, they feel they're gonna lose the one of the person who stand out and go on the foot and do the footwork for him, his supporter, and so they don't gotta do nothing once Mohammed out.
But the thing is this though, what's more important? That or the lives of 100 and something persons and the future of the very nation that same leader will be leading. Big up yourself, Al. We're gonna talk about it, analyzing it, watching it, watching to see what's gonna be the play. Cause we talk about the controlled opposition, We talk about the fact that the opposition is going to find themselves in a lot of peril if certain things, certain cards are played, right? Was the opposition's protesting at Parliament effective or counterproductive? This is a trick question, you know. This is a trick question, right? And it's saying effective. It showed a strong push, right? And the other one is saying failed. The bill passed anyway. What are your views, Delta9 travelers? 70% is saying it was effective, and 30% is saying that it was failed. 30%. Did you really analyze the question and the parameters of government in Guyana? You can't fail on those parameters if you really analyze it. But you can get more into it. You can get more into it. Let person say what their vote is. Greetings.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
Just broke me yesterday, bro. This is who drone. You could answer me who drone?
Me knows who was the disrespectful person with that drone. That was flying by Bailey them.
No, it's not this. Yeah, it's not disrespectful, you know. Because if you are in the bush and you flying a drone and you got in charge, but they're in the bush and you flying a drone,
yeah,
and that is a no sign drone, and you there in the bush over the water, and you flying a drone and you in charge for that, and this is where all the big dignitaries there and a big drone in that magnitude could have flying. And no charging being led with. What kind of country you really running, bro?
Full animal farm situation. But the thing is, right, the person who flying the drone probably got to be a part of the security protocol or those in authority there, because you're not supposed to be flying drones over public buildings like that. That much I know for sure. And it was kind of too close for comfort for me. And I got drones and I fly drone. And I could tell you, you know, flying the drone, even though it got certain sensors and stuff like that, you never know what could happen with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and all them things that could cause hazards to persons. So you never really go that close to people. You know?
Bro, you know, if you pick up a brick and shine that thing down, then you're right.
Yeah. But you're the guy wrong, though. You're the guy wrong. You're right, but you end up wrong, buddy. You're the end up wrong, because remember now, if they get the authority to do that to you in that area, they can get the authority to do other things there.
That is your fear. You don't know what is something coming to kill you, bro.
That's what
you
I'm saying.
You protecting yourself. You can't get wrong. How could you get wrong?
You know what's gonna end up. You know what's gonna end up with you in the wrong. You don't know what's gonna end up with you in the wrong. Can you damage the wrong man thing and come? You might want to violate you, end up in a back and forth physical altercation, then they're going to call in the big boyfriend. You're going to end up on the wrong side of the law, and they're going to end up with new equipment. That's how you're going to end up wrong.
That's why we are listening to our big elder when it comes to law enforcement, bro. You understand?
Yeah.
And indeed, what he always says, that only a few are being protected. Look at Sheriff Obina, man, with a spade. National television, you seen it. Huh?
Yo, from them man turned into ad, I don't say, hey, Guyana is a dangerous place. Because if you could beat a man, record it and turn it into ad, it's crazy.
I tell you, man.
Give it yourself.
One day, I know.
Yeah.
Two people. One day.
Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live. I think I cut off a call by accident. Dion, you there? I think I cut off a call by accident. Big up to all the travelers that take time to call in. How going on?
Yeah, you see the statement, the question you have up there, right? A lot of people don't get what the question is.
Yeah.
About, you know?
Yeah.
Now, people listen to what I know. These guys didn't put stand this whole thing for stop the bill from
yeah, because they can't stop the bill. I just want to see how one-sided it is. That's why I try to test them out. You understand, man? I just want to see.
These guys know that they couldn't have stopped it because of the majority. It makes sense. They have the majority to pass the bill. So the bill don't pass before it isn't presented in Parliament. They know that. But the statement that the together opposition is trying to make is that time they come together and stand up for you people in Guyana as one. That's what the statement was.
That's what they're showing you. They're saying, hey, we're ready and we're here for you. What are you going to do? You're going to stand up or you're going to play games? You're going to find a party and entertainment more important than your own future?
Right. You see? That's what that thing is about, and to put fear in the PPP now, because they put fear in it. Nobody them bluff, move them in. They just don't know the hey, regardless what they do, we don't pass this bill. But this is not good for us, because once these people get together, we in problem. We are in problem. So they're showing the PPP, we is not divided anymore. We are united.
Real
and
thing.
This is what you gotta face right now every time you come out.
Real
and
thing.
The PPP government now is in problem.
Exactly. You see what went down in Parliament?
My last thing, people of Guyana, come out with your leader as together. If your leaders, them could come together, you guys gotta put your differences aside, who is winning and who is not, and who is AP and you and who is this. Put yourselves to all your suffering, and all your
everybody.
If you watching what party and say, no, I'm gonna be leader now. No, all
everybody.
All So everyone needs to come out with their leaders and protest.
Real thing.
Because we had a bigger gathering than y'all in New York. And it didn't happen in New York.
It did not happen in New York. And people in New York, to be honest with you, be having a whole lot of obligations. New York is a place where free time is a very rare thing. You don't get that much free time because everything costs and everybody on the clock. You understand, man? So for persons find time and
people, When I look at, I see it on here. By the time I see it was too late. I have to done already.
Yeah.
But a lot of, if I didn't see it earlier, before I come home, I would have had right there, bro. I would have had there.
Yeah.
My presence make up the numbers, and once you make up the numbers come.
Yes, it does. Big up yourself, Al.
Ideally.
Every person counts. Every person has a part to play in the movement. It's not just a one person, no team win, or APNU, or this or that, or Muhammad, this, that. Everybody got a part to play. And the question is there. The poll question is up on the channel. Was the opposition protesting at Parliament effective or counterproductive? But it's counterproductive in accordance with the question. It's failed because the bill passed anyway? Or is it effective because it was a show of strength? What y'all think? Let me go and saying this is supposed to be a functioning democracy. Supposed to be, let me go. I'm telling you. Wayne, the most corrupt government in the world. It's the PPP government of Guyana. I'm telling you, man, giving them an award right there. Let me hope that's not the case. Let me hope that that's not the reality. Let me hope so. But I know that they're right up there, but we want, I'm hoping it's not the worst of worst. And they just, we know that they're ranking. We know they're ranking. Samantha saying good morning to Delta9 Media. Why do folks think America cares or America do not condone corruption? Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yeah, Delta.
Yeah.
You realize, my brother, every time this PPP government in office, bro, the cocaine that's flying, the trafficking that's flying, every single corrupt thing in Guyana that's flying. You realize that, bro? So it's proved to me that the U.S. like corruption because they're supporting a corrupt government, bro.
Well, the question is still out on that because there's a lot going on that a lot of persons might not be aware of, but there's a lot going on that persons are aware of. So it's making us now look at it and saying, well, it's really taking place because we're seeing a lot of support coming in from the ambassador. But where's the conversation from the ambassador now about, hey, we could bring in persons and robotics to check and see what's going on with the survivors and what's going on with the support for the survivors and stuff like that. All of those are part of things that persons should be advocating for, but please only hear them one time when they're talking about different things or things that's beneficial to the cause of the U.S., right? Which is right. That's her job.
Delta, look how long the president say they're bringing an inquiry into Adriana. How long was that? Anything start? Any stone turn already?
That's what no stone unturned means. I tell you,
I believe the president get a stone in Israel, bro.
It's crazy.
You know, they're gonna have to move the stone for Christ come out. I believe there's a stone we president gets, you know.
I tell you, New York does not a stone. Big up yourself. New York does not a stone. We hope that's not the stone. As we could see, that's the poll question and that's the participation. 77% is saying it was effective. What are your views, Delta9 travelers, as we analyze some of what went down at Parliament? Big up to all the persons that call in and share the insights right here on Delta9 Media. Marcia, thanks for being a part of the live. Colin, we're going on. Big up yourself. Colin is saying good morning to Delta9. Look like fear mongering Guyana. People scared to protest because of the authority. Ah, boy. Crazy situations on the ground, right? Marcia saying if Exxon go and dive up the boat, a lot of things will expose. A lot more people are in the boat. See people analyzing it. Black Gold, thanks for being a part of the live. How come the US was in the waters tormenting Maduro and now they can't send equipment to pull up a vessel? I'm telling you, all of these things you got to analyze. And then you're going to realize the position that you find yourself in and why it's important that persons come out and support people when they're saying, listen, the right people got to go in the position of authority because we are responsible for what's going on in this jurisdiction. Ain't nobody coming in and doing nothing and making this different, and the waiting on an outside savior has left generations in poverty and slavery. It's called religion. Waiting on an outside savior, right, has left generations in poverty and slavery. So we could play a game like if we're waiting on the US, just like we're waiting on saviors, whatever that name might be. And then we family can live the reality. And some of the realities look a lot like these that I'm about to show.
Sir, do not yell at me. I am a private citizen. No one is influencing anyone. They came to the leader of the opposition, sir. Your negligence made all of their relatives die. It is your negligence, sir. Sir, do not try to argue with me, sir. Respectfully, you are. Look at your face. Look at your eyebrows. Look at your finger. You're pointing at me. Look at your body language and your tone, sir. Why are you yelling at me, sir? Why are you yelling at me, sir? You are raising your voice. That is yelling, sir. No, sir, this is freedom. freedom of speech. Are we under a dictatorship? Yes, we are under a dictatorship for you to behave like this. Are you? You buried their relatives with an excavator, sir? When? Where? When? While the sitting minister stood and watched that excavator dump that mud on their bodies. After your boat, your vessel, your state, oh, get from here. Are you guys hearing this? The world is hearing this, sir. The world is hearing you, a man, yelling at a woman. You, a man, yelling at a young lady. You, a man, yelling at a young lady. Yes, I'm glad. The world heard. Sir, do not yell at me. I'm a private citizen. No one is influencing anyone. They came to the leader of the opposition, sir. Your negligence made all of their relatives die. It is your negligence, sir. Sir, do not try to argue with me, sir. Respectfully, you are. Look at your face. Look at your eyebrows. Look at your finger. You're pointing at me. Look at your body language and your tone, sir. Why are you yelling at me, sir? Why are you yelling at me, sir? You are. You are raising your voice. That is yelling, sir.
Delta, why you know something?
Yeah.
I love that girl, you know. You know, my brother. I love how she speaks. I love how she keep her composure.
Very observant, yes. Yes, and then you want females to be observant and to be out of their emotion when confronted. You see how she's able to analyze the threat. She's looking at his tone. She's analyzing his facial gestures and everything.
It's not funny. She could tell you something, a story, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You could imagine how he sacked his children and his wife. Huh?
But our general make a youngs to bring you out, man. They're looking to be coming.
It's only like them white thing come out the mouth, you know, they dance party and them come on the mouth. It's only left for that, bro. And that is our Prime Minister. How could we speak when them brutalizing the women? How could we speak to them? And we got Prime Minister brutalizing a young lady.
Well, he didn't reach to brutalize it, but the conversation was a bit abrupt, right? And it's not becoming of a prime minister. It's not the way that you would want to interact with the youth. Because remember now, it's a different way you could do things, you know. There's ways that you could do things, you know. There's ways that you could do things that's more becoming.
That's the part. That is a you could go to the station and make a report with that, you know.
Yeah.
Truck, bro.
Yeah. But we're gonna come out to them.
And he won't go to you by speaking grandchildren or his daughter or a child like that. But that is what I told you. It's one Guyana, but it's not two people.
Rough reality. Yeah, man. A rough reality, and these are the things that we gotta face. We're the ones that could make it different. We're the ones that can make it the way that we would want it to be. We're the only ones that can do that. Unless we're gonna leave it to those that are coming in to plunder the country and to go back to places that they would rather live, places that they find, you know, more comfortable because they might be born there, they might have more connections there, their family, this, that, and the third. But we're the ones that were born there. We're the ones that got family members in Guyana, right? We're the ones that got to live through the situations when certain people without right thinking and integrity is in these positions of power. Look at what's going on the ground right now. Recently, I covered the live presentation right here on this very channel where they were taking an MP over and had him sitting on a bench, right? While he was just out trying to use his drone to see how many persons he might be able to locate and assist in any way that he can assist in the search and rescue. He was put on a bench. And the whole team had to be diverted from assisting. But now look at what's going on. Look at what's going on at a public building where you have persons that could be harmed by this.
Not too far here. It's very close to my cardboard. That I could probably even bring the drone down if I wanted. That is illegal. Right? I'll show you. But the PPP don't know about that. Just showing you. That's for future notice where my guy is. So when y'all see me flying my drone in the future with my FPV goggles in a safe manner, just remember, right in front of the Guyana police force. Right? Good. So letting you know, there's the things people like Amir Ahmad do, but it gave me the perfect opportunity. Now imagine these guys have the number of drones to come and circle activists at the Artichon Convention Center, but they didn't have drones to go and look for the people in the MV Barima. If a drone like this was deployed when that ferry was sinking, if they have it now, where are the drones that they should have deployed to find the people before they're drowned? This is how a dictatorship behaves, right? This is how a dictatorship behaves. They have more resources to police citizens and activists than they have to go and find drowning babies in the ocean. They have more money. So thank you very, Sheriff. Thank you very much for contributing to my broadcast today, because I needed a drone close enough to explain how they just thief our money.
So much going on in Guyana. We all think about that Delta9 travelers. You're getting a chance to see directly what's going on outside of the house. But we're about to switch it up right now because we're going inside the Parliament so that we could analyze what's being discussed inside the house. Welcome into the live. If you're not subscribed as yet, we're waiting for buddy. It don't cost you nothing to be a part of Team Delta. Hit that subscription button and join the team right now.
Not even we were wrong. How much will it take? 1,000? How much? 2,000? Projects and calling out for additional money.
Honorable members, honorable members. Honorable members, honorable members. We have a message from His Excellency, the President. I now invite.
Big up to all the MPs in the opposition, all the members in the party that stood for the representatives yesterday. That says not business as usual. They can't go down like that today. Big up to all the opposition MPs. Well done, well done, well done.
Can you guys please tag the Minister Priya to this video, please? Hi, Priya. I want to show you what you were saying about Mr. Mohammed when you guys were running for election, right? I want you to show you your behavior.
He said he's a jaguar on video, you know. Then he said, no, I meant to be a leopard. Look, I don't know what kind of cat he is. He's some kind of cat, but he started off with a lie. And when you ask him anything on the hop, all he can do is meow. Sir, what will you do for old people? Meow. What will you do for young people? Meow. What are you going to do for the schools? Meow. What are you going to do for hospitals? Meow.
Hi, Priya. Fast forward. This is 2026. Let me show you what he's doing. This is him on the water looking for bodies because of your government negligence. You see where he's at right now? This is him helping out people. This is him being a part of the community. How about this one? This was back in the days. He's been out there with the community. How about this one? What do you notice about this picture? Who stands out? You see this man right here? Because of the negligence of your government while your President Ali was busy building his farm, let's remind the nation why those children passed away. Because the leader was busy building a luxurious farm for his animals them after his term. Priya, where was your president when he's supposed to provide safety for this child, for this child, for this child? Should I keep going? Should I? Priya, the boat that you guys use for your all-white party, you could have used to transport the resident from point A to point B. One guy
really think that as Guyanese, do you really think that Guyanese children will die, scores of them, and adults, in a ferry operated and managed by a government ministry? Do you really think that people are going to stay silent? And they're going to have their fancy COIs and all these things, and we're going to stay silent? I don't care which party you voted for. When I see injustice, when I see things like this, I can't help myself. I have to say something. Even if it's rubbing your favorite politician wrong, you have to call it out. Regardless of which party you vote.
Got to say something. Got to call it out. Got to call a spade, right? It is what it is. How we gonna see things like this going on and act like we afraid to come out? Like we afraid to be a part of the protest? Like we afraid for people to see your face? No. Yeah, what's going on? You're back on the live.
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah.
Venezuela should take a boat now and transcend over the Essequibo. And they want the opposition input. You believe it's wise to the opposition put their input now? I just asked a question.
What do you mean? Ask it again. I don't understand exactly what I was asking. If Venezuela come over
and come over to the Essequibo, remember they gotta get emergency parliament.
Yeah.
Where the opposition now have to play a part. You believe it's right now for the opposition play a part in sounding the alarm?
They would have to.
In the emergency parliament?
They would have to, but it's just showing you they would have to. Because it would need to be a unified front at that and in that situation. But it just goes to show you, in a situation like this, it needs to be the same and even more unity because of what's going on right here. And we playing games.
You know what brings up that scenario?
Yeah, why?
Because, bro, listen this. This message with the president sent, this president thanked even to the dog and the cat on the ground.
Yeah.
included the opposition them, who find more bodies than the Coast Guard and the police them combined. Yeah, I tell you, bro. This just to show you, they don't look for unity. They don't look, it's a government thing. It's PVP thing.
Political power games.
Exactly.
Crazy.
What is it for you as a president? Because you wasn't in the country. That's the first thing. And you're supposed to pick up the opposition them for being on the ground. Even if you don't like them, show the world that you're thanking them personally. You say we backward for them. Yeah?
Crazy, right?
Look at it. Look at the International Court of Justice, where we as opposition, when Granger was in power, led that thing to the International Court of Justice. Huh? And we're waiting on the results. And they never even mentioned thank God to the people them administration that take this thing to the International Court of Justice. They gotta throw back like their government.
Yeah.
Bring this thing there.
You see, because now they sell a dream to because growing up I don't know if you might have heard it, but I heard it a lot growing up as a youth. We gotta let politics, let them politicians deal with the politics, but politics is a dirty game. I don't get involved in politics, you still gotta go there every day and work. And then we leave it and we don't understand what's going on, so people could come and tell you anything because you ain't paying attention to what's taking place.
Delta, with all the years, you're hearing about budget reading and this reading and that reading of Parliament. This year, in all the years, them make it history. That this year, of young people listen to that Parliament thing. You know what I tell you?
Yeah.
So it's a change. You can't fool the young people now.
But it's still coming with the foolish games. But it's still attempting the foolish game. So it's telling you something about the games they used to play.
Next 5 years, it's 200,000 more young people will be eligible for vote. You will see about it.
Real thing.
So are you listening, my brother?
Big up yourself, King. Thanks for calling in and for bringing in those insights so we could analyze it, as we have right-thinking persons all over the globe that are very interested in what's going on in our country. Let me see what's going on in the chat with all the Delta9 travelers right now. So many persons in the chat. Let's shout out a couple persons traveling live with us on this international digital connection. Rasta Empress, thanks for being moderation and insights in the chat. Freedom of speech has no validity in my country. It's heartbreaking, right? Because if you say anything, people could do your thing, and then some of your own people ever say, like that. When you might be advocating for a situation for their own benefit, But sometimes you just gotta see things and left it. If everything we see and left, is what got the MV Barima at the bottom of the Atlantic right now. See and left. By the yeah, we got this year, yeah. Ain't none changing. See and left. This is the culture that we gotta break. We gotta speak up. Because if you don't do something about what's going on, ain't nothing gonna change. You're gonna be waiting to the leisure of somebody else that got their own something going on in their country. Yeah, I see what's going on in the US right now. There's so much. There's war. There's Nolan Wells about to set off an underground civil war. There's all kind of other things going on. There's theft in New York. There's all kind of corruption going on in the southern states and there and all over the place. There's a lot going on. So much headlines that sometimes I don't even engross the life with all of it. because I know sometimes persons are just focused on, you know, as much as they can focus on. There's so much going on. See, if you're thinking that the politicians got their hand full going on with what they got to deal with in their constituents, and they're gonna now say, let get some extra work, man. Let go and see if I could help this person do some of what they should be doing over here. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but we gotta think and think logically, because the things that are very important and things that we need to run in a particular way, we gotta make sure it's going like that. You know, real thing.
Voted for. My view here is not a political one, as I said before. This is a matter of accountability. You are responsible, Mr. Edgel, for this boat going down. We have ferries here.
Real thing.
That people having fancy parties. I'm hearing these DJs and so on advertising boat cruise and all these kinds of things on these boats. I don't understand that. So if you think that Guyanese people are going to stay quiet, you're totally wrong. I just saw a protest at the Parliament earlier this afternoon. It seemed to be a peaceful protest. It seemed to be.
Mark is saying this. Mark is saying the PPP government had never invested in our human resource. That alone tells us why people are dying stupidly in Guyana. Let's hope that, you know, a person's death is not looked at in that manner. Let's hope that we're looking at every life as significant. Let's hope that we realize just how significant life is, and not because they tell we third world, not because they say, oh, they ain't got nothing, not because for a while now the Caribbean and other persons is looked down on we and said that, oh, we might be one of the poorest regions in the Caribbean, this, that, and the third. Not because our infrastructural development don't match our rich and our richness and our wealth and our resources. We're still living this one life just like everybody else, and we deserve to live it to the best. At least that's how I just look at it for me and for mine. I don't put nothing or nobody above me and look up at nobody and say, oh, they got this, and they looking down on myself and saying that no. They no third world for me. That's why I could come in a first world country and do first world business and live because of my mindset that was put inside of me by same Guyanese parents, right? That had to struggle and raise me in this same system. And that's why it's important that we advocate for things to change in this system, so that more youths like me ain't got to come out of the country and look for it. We could stay right in Guyana and do things because the infrastructure is the way that it should be. Business is running how it should run. Nobody can't do you nothing and they got a big boyfriend they could call and get off. So you feel safe, right? You could travel from here to there on a ship, on a boat that is publicly operated, and there's stipulations in safety that will keep you and your family away from the harm that could reach you as soon as you reach in the water there, right? Maybe here's some more what persons is analyzing.
Be just in its cause and its calling, and regardless of which party you vote for. Even if the PNC or the APNU or the WIN party was in there and the minister in charge of that department was in the same position, I would do the same thing. I call them out, you need to go. This is a serious thing. Our children died. Just a few weeks ago, I was planning to go visit some friends that recently moved back to the Northwest and go on the ferry like a cruise, you know, and with my boys, my kids. You don't want to know what went through my mind when I saw this, right? So
it's crazy.
Look into your hearts. Don't look at it and say, well, is our party, PPP is our party, so we can't call for this action. This is wrong. And the attitudes that I'm seeing there, I'm not saying that Mr. Edgel is a bad man or an evil man. I'm saying that he didn't have the vision to understand that he's overseeing a ministry, and in certain aspects of this ministry's operation, people's lives would be involved, and there is where you put your priority for safety. This is going to change Guyana when it comes to safety concerns. I remember traveling on boats weekly, and they had monitors at the port, check in to see if you have your life jackets on, writing down names and all these things. You don't see this anymore. And citizens also are guilty. The speedboat.
All right, and I hear persons highlight this. And big up to Honorable Annette Ferguson, right? And big up to Honorable David Patterson, that used to be the persons that make sure that they had people check in and ensuring certain safety precautions are in place. You don't see it anymore because allegedly these persons were fired and there were claims that they were, you know, politically placed there. Like, you know, they didn't need to be there. There wasn't an essential part of what's going on. That the safety of the commuters wasn't one of the most important things. So we don't need a person to make sure that these things are being followed. You know, it's sad when we bring in politics into certain things that it shouldn't really be. Safety is safety, right? A life is a life. The infrastructure in the country is to be enjoyed by every person. So when it's going in the way that it is going, and we're hearing billions and billions of dollars in budget, but then you got the longest commute by water in the land of many waters, and this is what we're hearing coming out of it.
Both operators have to shout on them and tell them, look, put on your jackets. Why? Each one of us have a responsibility out there. Every time we leave our door in the mornings, we just have to hope and pray that we return to this door to see our families, have dinner with our families. Right? This is a just call in my view. I think it was a peaceful protest. I watched it carefully. There are certain political nuances and agenda. That's their thing. I believe I want to go there tomorrow with my placard. I'll be across the street because I'm not in any political party calling for the same thing. I'm sure that they would like to see all the ministers in the PPP go. This is not what I'm saying. All right. Don't be silent about this. This is the worst disaster Guyana's ever seen since Jim Jones, as Mr. Mohammed said. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I would have rubbed Mr. Mohammed a little, saying that I don't see him speaking much on certain issues. We're seeing him complain about potholes and squatting and this and that. Superficial things, right? But this last tragedy, Mr. Mohammed was there for days.
Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media.
Comfort.
Yeah, bro. You see what I'm talking about? The positive vibe, bro.
Yeah.
It's like if you a father, a mother, a brother, a sister, you need to be there.
Real thing.
You're not going to stand the view what the political realm is viewing, but you're viewing this as a family person.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
It's all connected.
And
transportation, safety, and everything. Yeah.
Bro, that we are divided.
What I said to Nongi
we are divided.
I said to Nongi yesterday, and this thing come back to me because it's from editing and uploading all these videos. You know, some of the information sticks with you. Remember that this brother that was riding on the highway and they had a pile of builder's waste that was just left to the side of the road, and he ended up crashing on his bike and transcending recently,
yeah, bro,
on the highway, right? All of these kind of things.
It happened at the back of the zoo, bro.
All of these kind of things.
The little pin there, and the guy crashed and dead, bro.
Yeah.
It happened at the back of the zoo just the other day.
Negligence, and then you get a big boyfriend say get off. So more people do these things over and over again, and it reach you whether on the water, on the ground, wherever you're there. The corruption gotta come to some point of correction, you know, because it can't continue to grow and get like this. Because where's the country going? a boat still there wrong with trillions of dollars.
I want Delta. I want Delta. Yet Jill and Indar bring out the manifest showing that these people been tested 3 months ago. These people went in a training program 3 months ago. These people are being regular checked all the time on safety, on everything that regards to the deceased. That is what the opposition is supposed to ask about. Yeah, you bring all the records.
I think.
Because no matter what, Delta, every time you go on an aircraft, I just get vexed and want to know, why this lady every minute, party I fly 100 times, why she got come and reminding me every time I go on an aircraft that put on vest and do this and then just because that is the safety precaution.
Yes. Yes. And you hear the brother was highlighting as well. You hear the brother was highlighting as well that was a protocol that used to be taken but not anymore, where persons would come and check and make sure that people were wearing their safety jacket and stuff like that. Yeah. And the people that used to do it was the persons from the PNC and the APNU.
Yeah, because they said it was political appointees.
Yes.
That's the word they used. Is a
political appointees.
And look, bro.
Yeah.
Just to show you that, look again. Now, they're saying that they don't want to point fingers and wherever. By the end of the day, look how much babies die. And they just to show you they will not get it right it comes because, like I say, I could be at home and I could buy 50 tickets in different people's names. And I could go at the walk and I could sell them back to 50 different people.
Okay.
And that is what the lady highlighted. The lady said she bought a ticket for she auntie and she whoever. And they take a plane, but they bought it in their name. So when you're looking for Arifal there in Port Kaitumo on a plane.
Exactly.
But Arifal there in the tragedy. So when you're looking for Tom Jones there in Port Kaitumo. But he's in the tragedy. So they'll never get a fair count or the names. And what about those people who don't have relatives to identify, to say, oh, this person left yesterday, say, go and see, or, you know? You just check at it, Delta, and I told Spy already, there's about 60 to 70 children was on that ferry, bro. Just look at the amount of family, I could tell how much children was there.
Again,
look at the adults.
As we think about it,
adults have about 4 to 5 children.
As we think about it, bro, it's really moving to know that, you know.
Serious, bro. Yeah, it's very serious.
It's real sad, you know, you think
and
about
if you're saying that you look at the video carefully and you come the people them, what about the people them who went down on the boat and come off back? Did you look at the whole 24-hour surveillance to see the movement of people?
And what about the people that has come on? What about the people that has what about the people that just come on afterwards? Like the people that missed the boat that's come on with speedboat and them things?
No, it didn't reach to that point to break people yet. It didn't reach to that area yet, bro.
Okay.
That was now about to venture into that area.
Okay, so everyone would have been...
people have come off, and then provision does come off, goods does come off, and those things.
Okay.
And then you see a man rode up, 2 people rode up alongside you in the boat, and them people start to hold hand and go off, and them think, yeah, I just like to see those things, bro. I visit that place, but how much time, bro? Enough time, bro. They're listening, bro. Big up yourself,
man. Yeah, man. Thanks for calling in and for dropping the insights on the live presentation, making this live presentation what it is. Big up to all the travelers And it's good for us to get the insights coming in from the elders. Who better to hear from than the top cop himself, the elder, Mr. Paul Slow, right? As we analyze what's going on with MV Barima and the persons that are playing a part in this inquiry, in the investigation, and in everything moving forward, because somebody got to be held accountable for all of this. Big up to all the travelers that are live with us right now. What a person saying in the chat. Let's see persons. Mark is saying the APNU has been telling Guyanese about the incompetence of the PPP government. I'm telling you, a while now, this conversation has been going around about this, you know. And I think it's gotta be a little bit of corruption as well, you know. And it's funny that we're even talking about that. We're looking at a person highlighting details about what's going on, and the name of their show is speaking out, exposing corruption and incompetence. There's gotta be some amount of corruption, because after a number of years, you must be competent about what's going on around here. You must understand at least what's going on. Most times you get a job, depending on the level of the job that you're doing and the training that you would have gotten before, you catch on what's going on at least a little 4 months, 3 months in, depending on the difficulty. Sometimes even faster than that, to where you just understand the running and how everything is going. You know, you're gonna learn, you know. So we want to say that everything is on some incompetence, because sometimes persons is just willingly corrupt. Some persons are corrupt as well, allegedly. We make sure we preface it like that, put it over like that. Good morning, Queen Empress. Morning blessings to you. Okay, hi Sen, welcome into the live. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of this live presentation. Big up yourself every time for supporting independent media and for being a channel member on the channel, right? Swan Girl, that's why they bring the divers that don't have the equipment for diving of this magnitude, right? That's why they bring in the divers, because remember now, when they bring the divers could only tell you the truth. The divers could only tell you the truth, and the truth is, because of the equipment that they come with, because of the water that they gotta deal with, and everything else to consider, the man can't pull off who we really need them to pull off. Then they have to say what they have to say, and persons now are gonna say, look, you hear what the international divers say, but what are we gonna do? Again, the power is in the hands of the people. You hear what the top cop is highlighting about this right now.
Only role is as a flipping witness or as a suspect. Ejil should be nowhere near the investigation, giving press conference and making statements. If people are arrested, and we're talking about responsibility and all that, Ejil should be in custody too, as a subject minister, because we have evidence to show his negligence. We have evidence. So you have Ejil making statements. And I have said before, when you look at the table at these press conferences, there is no senior police representation there, you know, even though they're telling us that the members of the Guyana police force is conducting an investigation. No police officer is there to answer to questions related to the investigation. So Ejil telling you about determination of offense, and Ejil telling you about file going to DPP to determine whether charges should be filed or not.
But I see certain people was moping up under this case and this investigation right there. And given their history, not that far back in the past, just recently we had to analyze a situation with a Red Ram and them, right? And I see them moping up around what's going on here with this investigation. I'm telling you, let's hope that the part that they're playing is none or very minuscule. You know that they can play a part given that they're part of the force, but given their history, geez, let's hope not, man.
10 people and show us who they miscounted. These people have no conscience. They're inhumane. All they're concerned about is the money. It is a congenital blight with those in the PPP. They're blighting the country. You check and see anytime Guyana has a major disaster, it's the PPP. And they always try to cover it up. Always. The 20 children died in Maja as a result of their neglect. These people, they're a blight, they're crosses.
Patrick is saying, where is Nigel Hughes, Simona Brooms, and Norton, Darwin Wayne? I don't know if you were trying to refer to Mr. Best. I don't know. Nigel Hughes, not a member of parliament, even though he was a part of, or the leader of the AFC. I'm sure that there were AFC members out there that were a part of the protests, right? And we can see that the largest amount of persons would have came from the APNU, arguably so. Persons could correct me if I'm wrong, right? We would see that the largest amount of persons at the protest were persons from the APNU and the PNC. So, and then if we analyze Honorable Miss Brooms, she's not a member of parliament now. She doesn't have a parliamentary seat. And she's usually out protesting, and she's usually out doing the work of the people. So if she didn't come out to this one, where are the persons, the young foot, the young blood? The persons that are supposed to come out and fill that space so that the elder could rest for that day if needs be, or be somewhere else, which more than likely she was taking care of something, doing the work of the people, because as we all would have seen, a number of these persons, they might not be out in the front line, but they're still doing their thing in the back, especially Miss Brooms I could speak on. And we know obviously Mr. Norton is still a part of what's going on in the political space. Mr. Hughes is a big part of what's going on in oil and other things in the country. So persons are still there doing their thing, right? And I'm sure that I saw Mr. Hughes that was out there, right? His wife that was out there representing for the party, right? So there's a lot going on, man. So let me look and see the supporters as well. Because remember, it's not just the leaders, you know, it's not just the persons that are in these positions that we're saying, oh, these are the persons in the party and these are the politicians, let they deal with the politics. No, you, the people, are very important to what's going on. The power is in the hands of the people. You're the ones that can say yes or no to any system in the country.
And now, the man didn't even say, well, even if he doesn't genuinely believe in consultation, at least write a letter, call somebody, send somebody to meet with the opposition, get some. No! Guyana is ours. Guyana is our India. They're so arrogant. They're making decisions for the whole country. Now, let us look at these members of this Commission of Inquiry. They're all academicians. Some of them have experience like admiral or whatever it is. But we want investigators.
Real thing.
100% well-crafted sea moss.
marine crimes.
Only the best. 'cause you deserve nothing less. 8 Butterfly.
No matter where in the world, we love Guyana. What are your colors? How do you represent? I love Guyana. Order yours today. We ship worldwide. Delta9 Media.
One love, one people, the mission complete. One love, one flag, one nation, right? Under the stars, divine presence in the sky. Unity, no war, let the children thrive. Power to the people, we keep hope alive.
Sleepy is the only diaper brand in Guyana with such a wide range to choose from. We cater to all babies, from newborns all the way to stage 7. Our collection includes Sleepy New, Sleepy Sensitive, Sleepy Natural and Organic, Sleepy Night, and don't forget our fashion jeans. Most of all, they're available in both paste and pull-up styles. Sleepy, Guyana's #1 selling baby diaper, available at stores nationwide.
We want law enforcement people like the FBI who've investigated those kinds of incidents. That's why we need the NTSB. Who is the marine salvaging expert on this panel? Like, for instance, an army general or admiral or somebody who's an engineer who goes and salvages ships and so on for the military anywhere in the world, French, British, whatever, with that kind of skills. Who has law enforcement investigative skills on this panel? Nobody. It's the same thing they did for all the other investigations. They determined the outcome of the investigation, predetermined the outcome of the investigation by selecting strategically certain people to put on the inquiry. No Guyanese on this panel. Why isn't there no Guyanese on this panel? Somebody with knowledge of the operations of the Transport and Harbors Department, and specifically somebody who knows how to operate these vessels like the Barima, should have been on the panel. They should have had at least 2 experts, a current or former pilot or captain of Barima, and somebody who knows how Transport and Harbors management should go, how it should be managed, and the maritime laws of Guyana. But I want to know why they have not asked the US government for help. The closest, most expert agency in the world, best, is the National Transportation Safety Board. But here what I understand, the National Transportation Safety Board assisted them with the helicopter crash and called them out. So they don't want to hear that no more. Oh, no, NTSB, no. The NTSB will find too much. Don't bring them here. They will find too much. They will find our corruption. They will find our criminal enterprises. No, don't bring, no. And in between, they're going to have some undercover FBI people posing as engineers. No. Don't bring the NTSB to Guyana. They're going to put me in trouble. That's their thinking. And up to now, I ain't see the opposition, I ain't see leaders calling for an accounting of the $6 billion US. IKB, yes, they have such people in Guyana. You can find a former pilot captain of Barima who's a qualified engineer to be a part of that inquiry? No, you can't tell me that. But coming back to the point I'm making, where the money gone? You took $6 billion US. Somebody calculate for me the conversion of $6 billion US to Guyanese dollars and post it. Where this money gone? It didn't go and build the bridge because they borrowed the money for the bridge. This new Barjagdir passage. Up to now, we can't get a modern ferry that is equipped and constructed in a way that could ply the ferry route through the Atlantic Ocean. I am told by some of the people at Transport and Harbors Department that the new boat that they bought cannot go into the sea. They got to run river trips. Who bought those boats? What expert advice did they get? All that should be a part of the inquiry. And you Guyanese people are so passive. Barjak, they say you're stupid. I wouldn't say that. He said that. You all accept these things too long. And you all allow yourself to be intimidated when they attack you. They can't attack everybody. And they certainly can't attack everybody at one time. What the police can do? Kill all y'all? Dictatorships are propped up by the police. I see Ian Hall saying $1.2 trillion. This government took $1.2 trillion from the fund, Guyana dollars from the Natural Resource Fund. What they did with it? What they did with it? We want to see a list of projects. What they did with this money? Half it the thief. Jack Dale got big house. Ali got big house. Ali got $3 billion farm. Susan Rodriguez gets how much property here and in Guyana? Hundreds of millions of dollars. Zulfikar Ali, hundreds of millions of dollars.
And what the regular persons on the street got? Regular Guyanese got? Tears, trauma, for lives lost, right? For loved ones that are gone too soon, children that will never again see their parents, parents that will never again be able to embrace that child. Some families we hear as much as 9 people one time. One parent was speaking about losing 7 children, right? This is not back in the days when you would have to wait for the newscast to come out, or you got to wait on the newspapers, or hear it from somebody, or, you know, get the information by some other means that we used to back then. Now, everyone is able to highlight situations. This is the digital age. Person's got a cell phone. AI even now is making it easier to edit and present. Everyone should be advocating for change and for things to be in the way that we would rather have it if we're looking to be a part of a progressive country in a real way. Or else, We gotta take what we get. And seemingly, some persons like it that way. Because again, like I was highlighting at the beginning of the live, when persons call and say, listen, boots on the ground, come out. But let me watch and see. Let me watch and see. Because that was the first bell, right? Let me see if there's a second bell and a second call. Tomorrow or the day after. Let me see what's going to be the updates that's going to come in on that. Make sure that you subscribe, because we are going to make sure we bring those updates and so many other headlines in pre-recorded videos or in live presentations just like this one, so that we could reason on it, right, internationally, and so that we could highlight certain real things that should be in the front burner on the headlines. I want to thank every person that tuned in to the live presentation. Big up to all the supporters, all the channel members, all the moderators, the frequent travelers that come through and are in the chat on a regular basis with us over here on Delta9 Media. All the persons that are traveling with us for the first time on this international digital connection. Subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it will keep you connected with everything that's trending in Guyana and in the diaspora. I want to say big up to Black Gold, big up to Patrick, Andrew, everybody that's in the live right now. Greetings, Delta9. All Guyana need to come out for as long until something is done. Powerful point. Big up yourself, Andrew. And thanks for dropping those insights into the comment section. Moses, what's going on? Moses is saying, big up, Delta, good morning, what's going on? Greetings to you as well, bro. Thanks for being a part of the live. Edmond, thanks for tuning in as well. And for being a frequent traveler right here on Delta9 Media. So many persons live with us, so many persons that's going to catch this one in the rewind in the future. If you're one of those people, on your way in and on your way out, check and make sure that you thumbs up the live so persons all over the globe will be able to see these headlines, analyze what was discussed on the live, see the poll that we partake in. Matter of fact, let's pull up the poll question one more time before we close this live presentation, as we're coming to the 2-hour mark on the live, right? Was the opposition protesting at Parliament effective or counterproductive? 68% is saying that it was effective. It showed a strong push, strong unity, which now we talk about the real question and the answers that was a part of this question. Now, it was failed because the bill was passed anyway. That's what 32% is saying. But it can't fail because the bill was passed anyway. Why? Because the bill was going to pass anyway. The opposition does not have a majority in Parliament, so they can't really stop a bill from passing in the House. They don't have the majority. So it can't fail. The protest couldn't fail because the bill passed. It was a trick question to see how many persons are thinking, because that's what we do over here on Delta9 Media. We try to take the analytical situations that's going on when it comes into us. When it comes down to the politics and everything that we analyzing, we try to take it to a different altitude sometimes so that we could see what's really going on in the space. Some persons are very biased. You know, I think a lot of them persons in the 32%, I don't know if they're just biased or they didn't really understand, but it's a very straightforward question. What was the opposition protesting at Parliament effective or counterproductive? Right? It says 68% is saying it was effective. It showed a strong push, unity, a strong push for togetherness, a strong push for what the country needs moving forward. Because y'all could don't see how they're dealing with things. Are we going to hear about more divers? Are we going to hear about robotic equipment coming so that we could really deal with what's going on at the bottom of the ocean, try to figure out what actually took place with the vessel, or we just gonna conclude it was a tragedy, this, that, and the third. These among the people that we say was on the boat would have transcended, and we find these among, and then that's it. What's gonna be the conclusion on this? Remember, we are the ones that's gonna be painting a big part of that picture. Big up to all the travelers that are live with us right now. And thank you to all of those that donated. I've seen someone would have donated to the live. Big up yourself. Hysen, once again, thanks for dropping that gift right here on the live presentation. Thank you very much, Hysen, for supporting Delta9 Media every single time. Andrew saying, Delta, if we can't do anything about this tragic situation, then we to ask ourselves, what's next? Yeah. What next you're going to have to condone and put up with? And when people see us put up with a lot, trust me, there's a lot more that they're going to bring and place at your foot. Because it might be convenient. Because it might be beneficial. You know? And for those with my complexion and you, I would warn that persons beware about the amount of things that you're willing to put up with over time. Don't put up with too much. You might find yourself in too much oppression for generations, right? Don't really put up with too much longer. You know? Serious times. Serious times. Big up to everyone that's a part of the presentation. Again, as we can see, 70% is saying that the opposition's protest was effective. There's one, I know there are going to be other protests that they're definitely going to bring together the people, because there's still no real conclusion with what's going on with the MV Barima. Again, we want to say condolences to the family members and the loved ones, and rising power to all of those that would have transcended. One love to everyone that's on the live right now. I'll see you later on for another live presentation in the evening. And look out for the uploads in between, because we have a number of videos, a number of pre-recorded, edited content that we're definitely going to bring up on the platform today. We went to the range recently. We got some range videos as well to bring to the platform. I got to edit it first, and then I'll bring it up. A number of things that we got coming to this platform and to our other channels as well. Let me pull that up. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live. Hello? I guess we missed that caller. But nonetheless, these are our other channels. And this is how you can connect with Delta9 Media on Delta9 Media No Filter, or on Gnosis Focus. Gnosis Focus, we take the conversation into the esoterics. We take it into a different level. We analyze things like astrology, Gnosticism, alchemy, all different topics, all different levels of scholarship right there on Gnosis Focus. For those who enjoy that type of content, listen, there's thousands of hours of content and so much scholarship up on that channel. I'm telling you, No Filter, Delta9 Media No Filter is a platform, a channel right now that we're building up. And as soon as we get this one to 1,000 subs, we have a lot of different types of live presentation and all kind of other content that we will be bringing to that channel right there. So join the team from early, become a subscriber on these two other channels, and enjoy all the content that we have to offer on those two channels right there. Again, big up yourself every single time. One love, and I'll catch you.
8 Butterfly Sea Moss Powder. Take your daily routine to the next level. Natural vegan superfood powder, essential multivitamin powder made just for you.